da bia sem sifia yem fa se fia ha se BBC a nipa ebobo ni bia na wo e na wo ye nipa ebobo ni din e fada na ebobo ni din also na ye mo executive producer o na hwe dwuma no so o na ye bibia eti se wan kire mu a wa ha na kamia kwa akoye se bibia wo say minority caucus in parliament e dey simfo bi to Ghana man anim say ye gold na ye to ye di hu dwa through Bank of Ghana na so man ni benya ho dividend ye benya ho faso ye de aye nyuma ni mpuntu wo Ghana no mi amenu yakuma same jemfi ona esi ona ye de na to am na Ghana so mire bi atwa bi ye hwehwemu no say say ye gold no said ye na ma losses eba eti ye be ye refinery no wa ha me kai 2024 na me ka ho Dr. Bawumia ne call unveiling ye ko bia no be ko India for ne ahye machines bibia o we all there ne bia fofi anto ata ne amuna ba mu e na ye fira konwa no so e na buy we buy na mampani ye say emfa me nua na enkonkoto etina ha ka sem bi last 2 weeks or so say ya na misuma me nua na kakra because baby you done pressure wo ho and I come here kwakoye say men ka se de na to ho se ye be misu ho de aba be yiska because of kasame nchi nti wan ha na aba be chine na de atie ni ono ne de na to ade na no eti se de atie bia odi gare boto otwe mu ne betene ye pe ye bebo ni din akasam and na me na ka se bi kirem say ye ka sam mpo e de mpo there's a clause eto so na wi ya no me ni atam so odi atam a e ma wasab na o na say de senye de ebe o de bembe kwa kodifo na de etie ni say minority abosobo say ye sikasam ye gold sam ne ma ye de ho kyehye no ya boka close to 2 billion Ghana cedis, right, if I get the figure right, but just dollars 2 billion dollars and sika kuma $1 million kora ni me betimi anya 1.7 and then I will kuma say take you 12 to 13 hours na take mu sansa na oguru so ka hadi kuma se na ka 4 hours ye share kwan na se ye nwie nso ye se ye travel flat to akiri se sika we nyina betimi awie mpontuduma ayo foforo eti sa ayira o man Ghana na wo som ye eni o so obu akonta de kire ye even though o ye adwuma through Bank of Ghana so eni so no na baba yi ano e ma ye hu a na say Bank of Ghana, you could have said it say ye me na me da dwuma die na no na nso so losses na aba no de nyame e na wo se me ye dai me baba yi ano say what to challenge so say yem friend parliament na nsemfo aba ko yeru miense bo wa omra me yi ano I'm sure say parliament resume say some more recess when they resume back to parliament house I think the needful will be done na wa betena se na wa baba kire ni nsemu ama o man Ghana ya te ase because ye nim say my who paper na ba ko ka say 2025 o ma amoka the fact that 2025 wa amoka does not mean say 2026 be a wuntime moka because e adwuma na wo ye de wo ye ena obi an kan kire say wa first no so de ahye obotom e adwuma de na wudie na de na losses aba so explain to us why the losses came because MPP anka ye na me nua kuma Sami Jemfika sabre press conference upon press conference me hwe ni video bi anope ya he made a him say oh yeah press he made the press somewhere 2024 mo baby na gold board ho sensem gold ho sensem o my Ghana ni se the gold tie o de akukuduro ne ne den e kasai pa eti say mse sika no kra ya force bibi che se ye mra ne mechirim le wi asonda bia me kan me se amanyosam na ye bibi ameka ho de be ka ho an ye de da bia hu na no an ye bibi nkakra kra ba be ka ho ye o manifesto de odi shemu so obeye and ultimate 40% 50% o man be ka bo abaso no wa anye bi kura na ye problem sente sa everyday thing na hu na na ye but they different people and a running eti e de dwuma de amount paper we kura do see gold board dismisses na say 2 million high 2.2 billion also 1.7 it is can we convert it to see fantastic we 2.2 billion 1.7 22 billion Ghana cedis and then 1.7 million dollars right 1.7 million dollars enye sika kuma enye sika ketwa ne yebodi nsa no it is can e de na ayira akodi hen e de na losses ne baaye you should come and tell us
say no chirechire
so na Bank of Ghana will be send chirechire mu na wa chirechire e say wonu obusuafo ahia na mudi nkomo
dabi
so ti ase
and chirechire mo de maaye no wo chire mu say sa policy aban ehihye de to gold you know anya de dada
ya de ho da
minim say mo say Dr. Bawumia na de baaye
of course
nti de baaye no mo so baaye no wo ma anya bibi fufuru bia just o mo se sa niamani kakra wo kwa efa so to gold no ho na wo moka
the scan away here
enti ne chire mu omai no o chire mu se ade a me kwakoye no ebia kokoakura wo kokoakura fo ye nhwe so se cocoa board
de hwase you ya monta form nyemfa so
anu say esi yedo masuko na ye hwe bibia ka ne firi baaye
nya na ka firi baaye nche ye omode agu ho makokofo no kwan ani anytime ni ani ya me nam na ye de hwe me ma me panimu tse me nam na to kokoo no de ahwe me eze ko ba so me se de o ni o ma miska da
okay me dan say enti se ye sa license buying companies no cocoa board amamo license eno o ma muska sa moto kokoo mfa mame enti no
eja de me ka gold ni mi so se be ba
ehweso na oye ode
okay you are quoting
me quote same
okay
eno say enti no license buying companies cocoa board amamo musika se moto kokoo mfa mame wato kokoo ne de aba kokoo no de baaye no dudu esene osaka no osaka enti se cocoa board koton kokoo no na se koba se ekaba LBC ni ebe hold on responsible and na se cocoa board ebe hold on responsible
okay
obviously cocoa board
you
enti
which is Bank of Ghana
yes
pe ono na se na se Bank of Ghana na wato oboka ti ade enti na ono ye de ni di atoto that's what we dan ye nyina ye nim de tie ni
more to it in the way
ye tie ni medin ka aka so ono ye de na to ano eti the moment e bebo kokoo asam gold asam so de e ono ni din will come in mind eno no de ono ntimi determine can no ascertain whom we should blame because he will come first because before Bank of Ghana also comes in but what you say now we example bi say ya wa ha matoka achew which meto ma wenche what matoka achew na ka na je wonsam na ka na kwa akopem wa na ateka na chi na ka na kwa akopem me na matoka na ma ka na kwa akopem me mi tifi adwodwo me ho na police fo gina on sa da ka na akopem se ka ewura na ma me de ka na akopem asama o kan na me so mi kire mu se ya kire mu de ba be si wasam no so e se o de cocoa board aya emfato ho me matoka ma waja kwabena wo de ka ne hwi sebiota frache me nka ase no wanom nsa na se bi kwa na wani subiriwo na ka na kobo opan police so e de banka bagu nsa wo se nyam na de ka na kopon na ka wo na na oto ka me na matoka na che wo no ka wo na se matoka ma se ko yusubi wo de akopem police che wa wo se me na mama ka na kwa akopem wa bra nyam na mte ka na chi wo na ate akire so whatever it is you have to bear the consequences through the police a wa che wo no e wo na wo se wo yi nsam bia no na police na ko ba se me meba mu a ye frame ya me wa be kire mu se me de mawo me to me car me de ahan me de afiriw me matachew se di ko yusu nti wo na akopem ti bibia ne a wo ne ebebodi nti police ni ye statement na I don't come in anywhere but what am I say me na me mam ya wo na ababam adanti na me bam matoka na car ye me dia wo se me mfa car mfam fa ko o de ko kaso haba when ru we jakra de car na ko bu afa so ye chewa ase Jenifer de talk car na ma minti no car ni ye Jenifer car
me bawo
asem police ni kranti ase obeba na ye confused
what talk ma me na me drive
eti me ka kwakosi se ye bia ade na mama ba ti ye bia ye no sa fi na mu ni lose elections abetena fi then there's a new government which Minua Samijamfi was appointed obi se ma me nka se Minua na me nka se metamfo me onye metamfo which ono na ye de ne kokoto ade na no se o manage eye me de se o kasa no se o se wansa sa hwe na nso so no niema nkakra kakra bi na o mo dan ni o se niema nkakra kakra bi na o mo dan a ani sebe yo mo so betimi dia yo mo nwuma because o betimi akreti ye mimi hu ade kakra no se ya manyo se me ye there's nothing wrong consulting your past government say o ade na o ye ne kra na nka wo wadwurim because me Nyankopon ya adom ne ye we ne power ye man bibi menti asa I'll go to my that is if my predecessor was very effective competent no onimadwuma na no ye na bibi na menti asa there's nothing wrong going to see him say adwuma na wo ye na ha no wo ye ne say bibi boni bi ani ho because me so be person me prove kire me president or the appointment man na appointment committee ni say dwuma de na o de ma me matimi aye it is aban sesa na wo ba na ade no wo ho ye ne kwa de yamfo obi anko ho da PMMC for na manage still ene ye ba ya wo de utira ye da bia me kasa asem sa na msuma menua no da che ni akire nti ene ye do ono akwakoto ano eti so ba ye na nye de ye o mchesha na wo use no outright you added your own you changed certain things sabe ye be ma so dwumadie na ye da akwa anim last year so o ma make losses he was happy obe kama ye nyina ye betena se ye kan ho asem say these are some of the things that we are expecting it is a car buy you don't expect say
e kana aba no man hwe so awdo bi say ebrade sa domestic gold purchase program
yes
2022 ye boka 2023 ye boka 2024 ye boka
haba nesa de na anye yekura
every fa so dia ma na IMF for ekire
sa ene se wo koye no so na wo se nko kasa IMF so no we na wo se nko kasa ba bia ka wa de mato de mempe
2024
so it means that se boka no ye de mana ko betimi aye
2024 o man boka I say sa gold purchasing e ne boka about $400 million
o mo no masam no mo kan
aye and somewhere da ho ye no krese
ne me makwa kope no maka me nyahunu ye
enti no o ka say sa na tie dia and na sa e ka $400 million fan said last 2 years in 2024 dia no ye be hold PMMC for responsible say see what my PMMC no on e be hold responsible ana say Bank of Ghana and sa e ka no omo e boy because ade krona no so ye
say me to ase say Same trying to tell us we should hold Bank of Ghana responsible and then leave him out. If that is the case, some way somehow it's understandable, but where he too has to understand and say now he's confidently telling Ghana for say 2022 ye be ade no enya de a ye nya kapre kura free so 2023 ye nya hwe free so 2024 e ka buy na ka ba de say ye nya odi dwa no wa nya mfa so aboka that's why nya bibia wo so
enti we so ye boka
ye tie ni me ba san fie miensa na wabobo so nyina odi ani je osebo ne odo e ka no 2025 so be dane ne emani ama ka ama na amansa nyina eboje no so eto nwumfre no e ka ba 2026 they cannot stop anybody from talking about it. Said the worker 2022 2023 no cross ma okay minyan kan ye said the worker no akopɛ no makan na mom se ka ba say if Same is telling us say we should hold Bank of Ghana accountable, then we are going to deal with Bank of Ghana. Yet also me no ye cocoa board on fatu mu bi wo so the license am obi so nkoto gold mra ama so timi mo obi adwuma na wonye deal nipa na nye due diligence na wo na ade adwuma na ma no yi wani se fie wurade ni fie mu ani nyina full house at the mass or renting it out amount fanche on toma no bana dua bi so no atwa na he has every right to question you say I didn't know atwa dua me dey shade say be ma oxygen e be ma from papa e be ma new breed abafia ha ti ade no watwa fie wura no wa kwanya say obebi sa question no but what ma say it is okase de ma kokko board for asem na me dey ka or the Bank of Ghana for and our edumadi for Bank of Ghana kaba we should go through them. We cannot hold Bank of Ghana solely responsible for the losses unless him because on the down and nobody mimiti maintain that. But what you say there be ameka me say mrante no ba yin nyuma ni bi ya e ma ne ye fa na mboa haji ate so da board mi no so na man kramofo mi no ate mo ko haji na wa anya me wa be kan wa ha o da board mi no so na mboa it means that our service who so ye very young and beautiful. I cannot hate her particularly say your ba eti mrante no ba na aban na ma o madwuma no majority of them will sit with them some me na tena mu show you so ko duru ba bia na yin hia bi onye metamfo but asam ne ba ne kasu ene said ye be cancel no sa na wose ye ye ka no if he is trying to tell us and say he want us to believe that the losses did not come through him and answer from him then the parliamentary caucus allegations they should level the allegation to friends at Bank of Ghana then they should call Bank of Ghana and also no one can some fa kukudo utie on fa kukudo so no betime to challenge so
eka wo
but your loss no brofo ye de ni twi ye de
me pa show enye me brofo asam
okay o ka bibi
yes eka wo ebra ye de ye sha access ye de sa domestic gold purchase program e buy amabre so no na botaye pa etachiri ene de we
but obia wo di dwuma you sure say money buy something worth for itself on first kan kwoto ade a ebe ye kama o mpaye nyina na otiri mpo nyina sa ade a me koto specialize say no ma nya nkwa wo ye test save o test na wanya no enti won kwoto specialize me kwoto no makotutu agu mfa so obeba so nti na e meye say be ma Ghana so ye nsikasam atoto na kwa mu ye be me hwan han and I know say NDC aban so bo mo de Same kwoto ho no I think they will have the same so mo ne ye nya adwempo ye nti ayete ade na omo so kwotra no nya ne tiri mpo ene sa aban no be ye den oman ne boboka me betena ha berebi e be kan say position e de ama no enye se ontimi nye somewhere somehow mu ye duchen no de tie ni emu ye do we learn on the job and kind there be say no na be kan bibi wo nyo na be kan ye ma me ko obi atre bi aka say enya me na me kam de me kan yi ya de dwumade ne share ne nsa no so onkoye no a difficult task then president also saw say me de adwuma me wo fa say na me be na bi a me nua kuma ya obetumi aye ti na ode ne koto e betena ha kan say gold no kura kwanya gold board for efa so to no are they buying it through where genuine as a legal miners ho no to no small scale miners ho no to no galam say yes o mu say yensu a o man ni nyina ni adane bibia asay because nkofo epe o mu hwanya e ho no mu to gold ni fira na o mu mra no mechire yemu
2023 2024 if
I just we yes equalization and say we yes comparison now we not arrive at a conclusive for you
say man the party ne be bia say
hey say you be time and kebeda wo kroma e you be time as we yes akoma ya beda
usai now so to
go say ne buy na nyini tiri no to no small scale minus we nyina ye nim da bia ne so free ya ma ne nyina ya mu nyina manim nsam de hesi ojo bre ya ma ne nyina ya obi anim nsam say aha ne ye to ade na ye da de free e different from say me nua o ma ye hunu ba bia o mo to ade na ye da de free bega say obi bega say okotokura free ba bia okotokura free wo de be ye dey me de be ye bi kire say
small scale minus gold o mo to mo nchen e wo small scale minus wo no
enti galam say for no to mo gold no ma wan mo
enti mo abreso na wo mo to ma wan no
en de minim ho ase
okay mo mi yeti sa me je fia sam o kan potin e fa sa e na e kaba e twa posh be mu yeti e na fa that will aid us e be bo am yetumi di kobo ni
Audited annual reports and financial statements of the Gold Board for the year ended December 31st, 2025, prepared and published by the Auditor General of Ghana, discloses an operational surplus of 907 million Ghana cedis and an overall surplus of profit of 5.4 billion Ghana cedis. This is an incontrovertible fact. And today, to settle this matter once and for all, I brought to this auditorium a copy of the annual report and financial statements of the Gold Board, prepared and published by the Auditor General, not Sami Jenifer and the Gold Board. We don't audit ourselves. Now, if you check page 12 of this report, you will see that the Gold Board on its own, from its own operations, generated total revenue of close to 1 billion Ghana cedis and kept expenditure just around 109 million Ghana cedis. And so that is what we mean by operational profit or surplus of 907 million. It means that if you took all the revenue we generated as an organization and you deducted our expenditure from it, we had 907 million left. Now, because in the 2025 budget statement, government budgeted a revolving seed capital as its equity for the newly established Gold Board of 4.5 billion Ghana cedis, which monies hit our accounts on or about 30th of December 2025. Those funds had to be added to the revenue of the Gold Board because they were not encumbered, they were not depleted, they were not dissipated. And that is why the overall surplus is 5.4 billion. And this reporting was done by the Auditor General under what is known as IPSAS guidelines. And the chartered accountants and auditors understands this very well. So we brought 50 copies and we are going to distribute to you the audited financials of the Gold Board for 2025 as prepared and published by the Auditor General of Ghana.
Charles, sir, Samuel, every press conference shall say, Bribia was in coma. Me cram it, could you punk in a fear, not to be out here, and I'm sure it's here. A man can say, a cabia bunch of question beside and say, a canabano, a ban, a brayer to go do no can buy, and as a brayer tono, and a cano a buyer. A man can say, or more somewhere by partisan committee, na or more. Eshia muka. I did more be aware to say I am a force yaboka. But Auditor General so more ye far Gold Board for wo mo sika sam to tua ho no. E che say e ka bia ni ho. Does that mean say we are believing IMF more than yen auditor general na any sama who do ekoba efa de samika any ye we abesanko round 2 about press conference minority no san ye just after on delivery no Charles
yeah mama shall na mama no me no masha alima de me mate FS FS 2017 yeah FES train there and then you do differently.
You both speak one language, right?
Then like one language.
Because you graduated together.
No, we stick to facts.
Now what for you?
Mama Jenifer. Yeah.
So, wow.
I baby in 2023. Another Danko Akufo-Addo, then president, took on rating agencies with. Moody's and then Kikahon. In fact, he went to the extent of saying that they were being reckless in their judgment on yen economy. Another dango, you can check it. Or is it? What kind? Oh, that was where our catch almost mufiase. No munai. I said they're surprising. Yeah, I'll get that for you. They say, doubt my you and come on Facebook or you. Surprising. I say, Yabeji, I am a tomb. As the Auditor General report. That is the dishonesty of politicians. Yen can't because we manufacture a narrative to suit a certain political agenda, and to hell with the fact. Doesn't now we we Sylvester Tete Gogayano. As in opposition, you don't deal with facts. You engineer propaganda. And I am thinking, say, no more.
Why no?
Sylvester Tete.
Former MP.
For General Secretary.
Okay.
He said you engineer propaganda. A propaganda engineering and a course no, because offer IMF report in Akasa 182 pages, but be a one basem, a 1 page per, and 2 pages, a 1 page, paragraph 13 of the report, page 10, and a 1 basem. That is where the issue is. Any now, for sad people, we now kaya. There's no mention of good board or domestic good purchase program, a DGPP, and also in 2024, according to the IMF report, no, in 2024, Omobo Kabe $400 million. Was that Sami Devi? 2024 cannot move to 400 million United States dollars. Very good board. He went under the records of Bank of Ghana. Not PMMC. Was it ascribed to PMMC?
No.
Or would they share PMMC? I don't know, man, fan share PMMC. And at 2025, the end of the year, yes, Chinchina, a good board, and how fair are we? How factual can this be? That is a simple issue. 2024 or Shaz 2024, see, GDPP operations have generated significant losses for the Bank of Ghana. Because that program, no, a Bank of Ghana, now the entire critics, and Timim Fan Bank of Ghana, and they say, some years ago, Bank of Ghana bought 60 billion. This 60 billion, so it's only $1.7 billion. So we cannot go and say it's the Bank of Ghana bought. In any case, what is the objective of Bank of Ghana? Bank of Ghana main objectives, and it's our best your currency in the stable. Now on the bomb to be able to withstand external pressures and what have you. And what decided, and what they shall say under Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, because it was credited to him. Said the PP no money to buy. and I must say near good for oil, good for reserves. This is under good for reserves. What they did here simply say you did your weak currency paper no akoto gold abeto ho aye nyina nimsi gold value no indestructible compared to your city no into your boka $1.7 million $1 billion akoto gold abeto ho just so say ochina bi your hunchias or maya a bit maybe globally
just say globally yeah the sikana akoto gold abeto
yeah
internet say enyeka it's the one loss no na free here na
you see loss na omoka no in the same report edini or see a cost of buying the gold so $1.7 billion na omoye hunde dey no or see it came out of as a result of the cost of buying the gold. 1 2 fees and discount paid in the sale of the gold trade. Fees no gold bond na ekwakoto until you pay them. As saying you pay the cost of assay. That's the services that gold board render. Until you try gold board for doing this thing on your behalf. So gold board is a special vehicle for this program for the Bank of Ghana. So what must say? In this na gold board the year we try ne can generate. Then the difference in forest. For me, but the issue no the difference in forest. So gold board akoto gold no na maybe forest price. Omu use Bank of Ghana price no. What I say? In the Bank of Ghana records say $10 and $11 per seed this thing. But Oko forest now maybe 12. But because smuggling into no, because amount for gold gold board is giving you the forest rate. What was it? Although the forest rate in the top, Oko aboti for there now, and now the better. Now Bank of Ghana will not record sa aboti rate no. Bank of Ghana will record or more there. That brought about discourses. The report in Akasa or see Oko page 14 and paragraph 14 of the report. What kind of clear? 1st July 2026, Gold Board took over this program fully. And what tells you, according to this same report, you know, a council club percentage-wise, a swatted from 14 to 11. The target and say a bedroom 5%. Until IMF admitted, say any day there will be operational costs. There will be that losses, but the magnitude and another question. And what a swatch as a table. It is a kind report to me. Now we are fair. The intervention of Gold Board in this area, and that's what they were celebrating here, and not condemnation.
Then why this brouhaha?
A mischief. It is intended to get a politics now.
Now, Patches, are you telling me, say, Honorable Alexander Aponyomakino, minority leader, and then Napokojo Ponkruma, Abro say Asari, San Penny Nansha that a new say they know the impact of Gold Board on the economy of the country. That can never be discounted. And therefore, MPP can no longer engage in dollar politics. Jenifer Netia, ultimately dollar politics because from 17.5 to whatever it is today, 11. Jenifer, what can I be to let's find 12 cities and you cannot go and tell anybody that you did better in terms of forest management than this government. Ombehu, fan tunte, you ban fuel. You cost a liter 23 cities. And then our cost requirement 17. That's 17. Why is it? And a diesel. Why is it? You can't. They don't make to me so much politics. Don't forget, before SAR 1.7 they started with $214 million. Yeah.
And Sami Jemfi is a target.
Oh, how?
Let's break Gold Board. And then we'll be able to make political inroads. Because with Gold Board intact, the way all generated dollar need diba are reduce pressure on the city. Now, confidence, investor confidence, grow. No, be a economy anymore. Say, Janus had there. Our dream of returning in 2028 will not materialize. If that is the case there, don't forget, this is a group of people who did something almost assaulting the pillars of power. Okay. That's the whole history, no. Almost the Serbia by training on how to assault the pillars of power in opposition before they came to government in 2017. So where do we go? The target, let's demolish Gold Board. While we are able to bastardize them and make Ghanaians believe, say, Omuje be born be wono, a GD ni beba. Yeah, Omuje, no, Sami dare them to invite him to Parliament.
Yeah.
Through PAC, but be abna sorry.
Public Council Committee.
Or ye chairperson, no. Or how the obetimi aswe Bible or the bosom na beso the Quran na beso a omo mane mra ho na ommeyi ni ho ano. Omo mfe no finance committee no ommeyi ni ho ano. Unu lo ma doji ni nyina.
Some of the motion there.
The motion e just come now read the three main points. Did you see Gold Board in there?
No.
It is Bank of Ghana. Omo motion no. Motion now wo kana kodo upon Kroma lawyer or can who be no more file here no. In the motion they're not inviting Sami to come and explain why they incurred that losses. Instead, they want an ad hoc committee to do an investigation into this matter. What it tells me with this one, it tells me one thing clear. Say, Sami can't hear no, correct. They look for means to extort. And it is in his statement. If you get from I want a statement.
Whose statement?
Sami's statement.
Or can you say can confirm extort is free in the hall?
Or see, he is aware. What statement? Namonko page 8, 9 pages of Sami's statement. Now we read you know. Page 8, last verse, 1 page. You know. He was specific. He was specific.
He mentioned
so
read it. You are saying it. So read it on
but I want to let you understand this one first before I go to that point.
You just read your
Jenifer, I still have time. I will do that. I
you don't have enough time. You are not the moderator of the show.
Are you?
Assistant moderator,
are you? You are not. And you know, Mr. Ofa Omoshi Nangasan. Or see, let me read the first point. Or see, notice of motion under order 127. That this honorable house, pursuant to Article 103 of the 1992 Constitution and standing orders 204, 204, 212, 213, 262, and 263, is moved to to establish an ad hoc committee to investigate the gold for reserve scheme, including its design, implementation, governance, financial performance, environmental and public health implications, and any related matters.
Now,
this is the first object.
Is it because of the Abeya now said?
That is the question you should be
investigated from the beginning of the inception of the DGPP.
That is the question you should be asking them, because as at now, as some year one is the most Gold Board aboka $1.7 billion or so or more. Kaye, Monfe no metric most young committee. Meanwhile, you have committees already in place in Parliament. There were standing committees in Parliament. Why are you calling for an ad hoc committee? Is it the case that this or chair pack bit my money? Is it the case that finance committee you don't have trust in them, and that is why you want an ad hoc committee? Parliament. It is not evident that they are chasing the 1.7 billion losses. It is
no more yet.
See, committee transfer omedidi. A man for person omedidi.
How many person?
A man
We are
for.
talking about losses. Also, can extortion. How many person?
I will take you to the extortion part of the this thing. Okay.
They are here no person. Bankuni kuma na money steal. They no person omudi.
Oh, now see when him say a man for.
Me ni say be me ni mo.
Unima.
Some yan twa na wo yancho. Say the okay bomb ni yancho.
Me ka bi ma hwan. Me ka bi mo bia. Me kabi mo be si bie sa ayina me ma ate sami kan ye and he mentioned specifically oh me one as me si misru
enti abra wo hwe se wo be ma
enti no eye kenken kwa
me wo tie narratives na
yeah
je so ma kan mana ye se eka bi wo ho enra odi cheche mo bai it says still na no eka wo minima adia na ada na eka wo na mo mehu se eka wo na because I said still eka wo e mo de be nyina cheka because I can't remember say Sami dey kan there almost say they should invite him mo invite him na parliament no mo invite na obeba abeyi ne ho ano na ode bibi to just say obeyi ne ho ano a say obewie no na so omo credibility besa ye intact
ti omra meyi ne ho
ye be hu ne nyina eti edina esi kwan ese osese kwan say majority leader en friend no mom ko use technicalities but no mom friend omra no mechirichiri why this bro
okay metri awo ni ye tiefo nyina amaka ti
see Afenyo markings. I'm quoting Sarijan's statement and we're highlighting her. Afenyo markings, continuing antics must therefore be seen for what they are. A desperate smear campaign by persons who have specialized in sophistry and political blackmail in pursuit of selfish ends. These are devious extortionists and political mercenaries who will come at you with lies to tarnish your reputation in the hope that you will fold and settle for what they call compulsory arbitration, and brought and through that oiled their palms. Well, this time around they found the wrong target.
Oil their palms.
Oil their palms.
Woman, she's also mentioned.
He
made mention, sir.
You are not listening.
I was going to say that earlier before I forced you to read it.
And I read it. I mentioned name. Which name? Marking specific.
He mentioned name. Marking is the center of discussion. He led the
and he mentioned the name.
A certain group of people wanted to extort money from them. So who are the people wanted to extort? That's what we should know.
I gave you a name.
That is the problem. Until my had
me couldn't invite Makati some Brian wedding or buy come the time in na yedi kan achia woni watiefo ni producers nyina omo mo share chire a omo modern bo ntina program ya baso na Sami Jemfie adwuma aga na de man no ye simple yes one regularize gold sales any sources e wo man yimu yes omboa ma oman yenye den yento gold na yenton yenya dollars na omboa na yenya gold ni yen store as oman. My first question I may be say adwuma no waye ana se onye ana ontumi nye as at now that ye ka say Sami etumi ama ya top gold worth 170 metric tons. And Sami enso etumi ama Ghana ha yenya dollars close to 17 billion Ghana cedis. Edia soye pan as o mine. nti me nua asɛm a ɔka ne sɛ ɔka sɛ adwuma no ɛso boro ne so no enimu saa because even as at March all started March all started to come and operate with full capacity, full force. Yamano si omaino amaniska so ofanye ejuma. Omaino amaniska so ofanye ejuma from March. Even before then. Even before then, laws are wabeto ye na a govern PPMC odi ye ejuma kwa ye hu sameno then the contribution. And our contributions also are trickle down. Ye who effect our economy. Na ya papa afenyo markings or say then was see a car aba. Sa afenyo markings epe a car aba. Or say $1.7 billion dollars no. Samina aboka. In fact, before I may move it to Hanekra, enu ye nyina ya ti ase wa ha say enim na gold board oma rather nya operational surplus ikana ye de ma wo musa mo fanya adwuma no enam se wo ye patriotic onim se ye Ghana fo sika enya ne die nti no wo hwe sika no so di sika no ye adwuma no wenya a surplus e bia ka akire of 907 million Ghana cedis. Nipa we ne eka ne ho asem no adwuma no waye na wasan adwene ho se ma memfa more memfa bi nka ho menya ne more se ne esi be ya Ghana ha obia ho beto ne fom na afenyo ene ne nkrofo se we ye eka ewo ho before amesan movie class me chere eka ni mu no 2022 eka san ena ye boy entirely under gold for oil transaction 2022 74.44 million Ghana cedis. 2022 asem na making. 2023 so a car na da ho 1.372 billion Ghana cedis. And 2024 eno so according to record ekuta me wa ha 5.662 billion Ghana cedis. Eka ewo ho ni nti se wo frɛ say you investigate a wa wo power 8 years. Wo frɛ for investigation for this one ana. You see sometimes I am here pesi edi ani die e ma ye mpanimfo. But omu conduct omu ni ye bi ni nti no e ma ne very difficult e ma ne ye din so de ani die ana se ani die fata nipa no e be ma no. Asama wo kan wonim se eka wonim kwan a eka yesi abeda ho no abeda ho eka abeda ho eno na ye the effect of eka abeda ho eni ahoto a Ghana for eho ato won ene se bi o de ka ma obi na se accident esi a obusa wo ye investigation a obisa se eye nipa ne fault e na accident esi ana se na ye bibia na de ebeyo a na ebeyo yenim se eka eda ho no efi se what the cedis akoto gold dollar equivalent oba ye no wo hwe ne dollar equivalent nso wo bo adwuma ama dollar ne so ate wo cedi ne so ayede nti ebeda ne ye ka nti IMF ankasa say eka eda ho no enye eka eye incompetence eka eye expansion gold adwuma na ya tremu baako and evaluation lost wakoto wo the cedis akoto gold dollar equivalent na wo de wakoton ana odi aba na wo cedi ni mu ayedin nti say afenyo markings ene ne nkrofo I don't know say omakoye say abofra the obeya na obeya just o ma ne tofi ansa watimi a control abofra no because abofra no eye emotions wo hu factor onhu ohu asem on to me evaluate on person be reasonable ni case a no wo make enya sa explanations we da ho no dia na mo pe bio enti me support me nua ba ma a oka say economy na e koso no Sami Jenifer oye CEO of Gold Board oye nejuma no eno na ompe
eno na hwampe
eno na afenyo markets ne nkro for ompe nti yen create problems ema no but problems are more creative fact and support mo most of the auditor general's reports and our report say Gold Board aboka Yakoba ya mo say Gold Board ma auditor general full picture ben na moka picture of incompetent democratic opposition na moka yeah that's what share picture ni ye picture moka ehun asem more power the same propaganda not opposition facts egu ho facts ni gu ho no ma e kire mo say facts no eni kwaya e ka fa so beda ho eni kwaya e kire mu say nye Gold Board e ka chinchina mo pese mo fanto same so enti Ghana fo enti men support mo because no cry e da form no enti men support mo
nti are you saying say a minority for some mo ka nyina no abosire mu ka politics no mo ya na say in reality no bibi wo because sanka bibi ani wan ka gidi so betwenya kokuduru kra ka say omo the motion be called parliament say Bank of Ghana because Bank of Ghana invest omo hwe Bank of Ghana nsem mu e dan a e betrisia aba
wo anim gu ase ukoya ade na so anim gu ase na no kra ne beda ho na obi aye dia imagine say no after Sami Jenifer press conference ya ante hwe amfire omu ho
omo ye press conference bio
yes
em ro afọ man kan say instead of say obama your answers no atemdidie mu na odidi Ghana for
that is individual difference ebia obi nante e na wanhwe from na wate ato obi be ka se sorry obi si ade wani ni ho o ko no wani ni ho ana nti no o person obefa na didi atama you are free to take it like that but obi ani dey o si handle the issues ade na be ye clear say kwaya e ka ne fa so ba Ghana for ehu say kwaya ekano in fact ekano is the reason why the people of this country and also muda His Excellency John Dramani Mahama eda Sami Jenifer na ase eda governor ase eda finance minister and economic management team because the car is the indication that you see the no wabona boss opa no page ni mu na ne ho oden nti no o ko now say o file motion ne so file motion to say the minu amakati everyday wa hai wasa ye U10 afi Sami Jenifer di ne kra waja abo wo si enya investigation enti aka eda off from 2022 na wan kasa kwa we board chair wo ECG e kana wuja to we investigation
no
you afenyo market board chair. He was a butcher. Oya butcher. Oh no, one kasa kana boy. If you were that competent, a kana boy. You know,
one kasa. Say, Jumako neboka. Be the chairman of finance.
A responsibility of states. It is your responsibility to have such rights. Okay, into no one investigation on the because when you are IMF neka. Enya NDC for na echire mu IMF na echire mu independent international body onu na regulating monetary fund fiscal policy e wo country mu ono na see enya NDC for na ka se enya campaign ka be ka se ne ya na defend ye ho nti no our boss na on call say yenye investigation into a kana our boy na weja a wa ye U10 na offer e ka no ana on free for a ka investigation we ka 2022 2023 2024 on free all those investigations so free those investigations no free we ayenim say yes enya say we opposition tin I am opposition e won take akra because it is fact only factor just keep quiet
okay
what factor who can be able support in fact me bet na ha no pay no I wouldn't have had anything to say because facts make asa only bibia can opposition enya dignifying kakra
as empathy enra just after the show no after the program no minority science press conference mo reference marking I can see my out of community said say Ghanaians asked for
accountability,
but all the insults and Jenifer, was it an insult? I want somewhere a course on random explanation. The man accountability no can say no. There's some kind and no accountability, and I say and no year before be still now. Emma Montia Cynthia and Mamma can say I atim did no ana.
We knew how personal we are ni you rough in your marking so. Your boss bo. Yes, brabi yano. Azumi sense mu hokra nipa ni yusu here na se bia throughout the press conference or kan anya oda. Wona dwumadi ni si wona so be kire. You don't answer question with an insult. Because I hear about the whole narrative about the discussion exercise. Hadje kan se go say na afenyo da ECG board so e ka obogu ho. But me kas ye ka samedie. E se me akoshi blame no nsame. But ono do de akokuduru e ka say e ra afenyo market aboka wo ECG. Iti nenka the whole Ghana and can hear adumi agricole problem abai.
And taking me out of context to big sister. And taking me out of context.
Yem problem no come afenyo because one about kadigu ho. You see a car being it IMF na regulatory Bank of Ghana and I hwama gold board dwumadi na akoso. You see there is a losses. I kill. Brane be yano. Anasa brane fanchile mu bra. Me ba ye no se na dwumadi na tie. Se na me de kan we ne de minim de kosi ye ma na ba sa na se ade ba ko mienu bi ne ye na as ye koye ne mu no we ne betime de aka ho ma na sesa. It ends the case.
No so din cheche mu abase. Auditor General Kran cheche board ban hwe wo say initially no Mekai, one of the press conference, and I sense in Sankai, Mudora marking can say, government and for all the documents are Auditor General, I'm a name shimu. And no sabich say, a bad then I'm to make I say, with the Mekrata Kokoma Auditor General. Auditor General should say, yeah, I'm 10 billion. And say 10 billion, one content as a medical, and Krata some as a medical. Namidi emu 7 billion beko na meja 3 billion wachiri anya possible so cheche mu say nya de enya sare tie
na sare tie
enti odi ni nyina kwaye na auditor general chirichiri mu na auditor general report na bibia no wache say
na nya auditor general report ya mu ni ehu say 22 billion Ghana cedis e ho aba asem tie wo so wachiri mu yete ase if they don't want to, you see now they have the majority in BBA or my Ghana ye nkwa see e benya nkwa see e beti ase ni nyina show mo sa so if they don't want us to discuss it, we'll leave it. But I am discussing it now. That is what you know now. That's what baby you know. See the papa mono. The other can't buy any air kaja. The other I name this. I like it the way I make Akasa. Ubisa question. Let me not find much. What you say? The other can't buy any air can once. I didn't can't na. I do not hate him. I cannot hate him, and I will never hate him. But we all want the best for him. Said no way you know. That may be any baby you know. Sa come and kano. I even made suggestion here. And the coffee is portion and buy ya. Or what can be after ya can some now say who say a group of people. And an acquire extortion free some on this issue has to come up near me. But the answer for your market, after your market is answer. Ye can ask but what you see. And who wants some you can do back and you won't be a naka. I'll say so someone was said dealing in our me, I would prefer so back public account committee name. So you business and someone. Then 70 years. I didn't see a Muslim public account committee or share the somebody yes, said you're open now, the crepa. And then you said yes, I'm a pen will be your funny say. Sa public accounts committee no nipa agye agye mu a e fa sa gold something nipa agye agye ehia yentia
de dikan enye se de dikan po owura kojo opon koma
x1
owura afenema kenka ho na owura abena oseyasare so kan ho fortunately abena oseyasare and the chairman and the chairperson and the public accounts committee. It's your opportunity. The man say, "Oh, okay." And the secretary there, I'm committee and the amateur to nano. I didn't know. No person obeko. No say abhor committee. Because me kojo kasa ufia. Me am no one on one.
I know, right?
I'm kojo can say, "One by partisan committee." Meanwhile, there's a public accounts committee. So far as auditor general credit reports are ban. Baby, you met me akoko yin sama hodra no. public accounts committee. It's a didn't say man uncle Yano. Nobody said ya can't summon to her. Nobody
so I done it back and forth. Nobody is stopping him from going there. Not yet.
Someone to San no
I saw and I make a send me quite a minute. Akasa or Mopa. Say I'm to some friend. No open to the moon. Say Ninja Modiabani and Tia. So what's me Akasa member? Who invite me? Let me come. He can do that. As a member from Pachomeba. Or can I see a man at Panyamana? My dear Tieni. Committee no, but if there's an issue in communication wise, and yesterday maybe Chilematron or Batiat you, and then yesterday a panel and I'll be Saka or my Bontia press conference here near Hudio near 2 hours to Prum. You see a first I mean Viso Betrasana, be as some so Yami a bank of Ghana for Metras and you or Manoa. Yamia man for ya Charles Baba Ridia Becker's touching, and I question 8 number 8 of my numbers in figures in alphabet waha. Say Adentina. Yenim say your friend is asem say ya come Ghana for ante. Now there's a press conference to it, we have a problem with it. We are calling, you are insisting say why didn't we call him to go and sit before the public account committee for him to be questioned? No one church remu asam no sane yete. E di ente na ya amfre no. Ya press conference so boy say kosi enkoda. Mama mfa futu obi mama nua. Okay. So on chiremu bia. Wono abetimi akọ. Minim dia trigger ama na buofu.
Sa afenyu akokano.
Okokano said ye.
Wakokano.
Ekuro na na aja mpato. Ekuro na na odi ade akobom ne moje etu no. Eya asam na aba na yesi ente ase.
Ose usami se wo ye ba obe condition be kakra.
Oh, se di okasa asam
no. Se lawyer ni or ye lawyer ni. Na say bia obi a lawyer. Se bia wo ka asam. Ansa na obi wa no. Aka bibia fa criminal case no na so say investigation bi akoso about say investigation we die do kure bi wom
o say the bail condition be koso on ka say be jeli no
bail condition
be jeli no o say be koso na so etimi charge obi 55 million yetimi charge obi 55 million na bail condition of 50 million eni soro
nti den na sane yi a o ka say bail condition be koso
o kan so ni bi o kan ye nyina me say ye o kasa me nche wa eja che no wa hu sa video no be pa bia mo ahwe monche no asema wo kan wanka say ye chena ye aban sesan ye de ni kojela na okotamu wo say ni be condition be kosoro say for what ye eno anwo nkomo ni ye de nti na meka say me nua no opportunity ene so opa wonya tani ni mfiri ho wonya another statement famra say kan nya meka mu won samfo bia bisa mu konko bisa Bank of Ghana na say moti bi kwa fraud ta genuine afo no mu konko bisa ta genuine on the story ni ye de e ba abontene o we ka so bi be condition be kosoro ye wo ha na miracles Nipa na Akasa kwa wo me you see 55 million afa den start no answer meba ansana ya de miracle say bia ye be kono wo state agency bia ye hwehwemu for asem bi hu na say ja enye den na bibia ne ya be chi obi a ye de be hwehwemu state agency bia onye hwehwemu for asem say ma ye hwehwemu ba ku menum ye say bia hu say asem bi akwa asfumsu bi akwa nti wo bra na be yi wo ano ye je na de mpemani mu akọ so no efiri wo na ba ye na de mpemani mu akọ so fuhwemu ba ye ansa na sa be condition ba ye ba wo de hwehwemu bi amai eso wo state agency bi hwehwemu se boni bi akọ so ba ni adaje a wo kire mu enso no wo say oni ma be condition so that's where the problem is so that's where the problem is yeah 22 billion and discuss be condition right enye attack abai na sesa obi abefa no ho adi de obi apebia wonye. If that is the case, do be a baby one year. Okay, say no, we didn't come to me. I'm sure. And you have a person, and you don't have a maker. Obi na Comeka cost Nyame come Madina ko bompaye. Now what that board to make sure say nipa we nya kwanya and at the other board now that so two problem crown so but I know I be afa bi answer some because that means me ni aka gina mu wa ho de tie ni sacho asuma ye ka nenen enye empran kwa asam ye no that man dey chire obi a will account for position that is given to him or her but what it is self and not some person center discussion on the bail condition e be kosora. There have been several bail conditions
also attacking the personality
also attacking the personality
no
that give up on scrap hunti ye de ne koto mu a na okoda hospital kura na ade ni be condition ti so no down nipa be bra aban we ya cho mo be condition ti o mu ntimi mpi sabe kura de asedan ka bra de be eduru wa de be ma ni bi obetimi anya but obi asam na me de oh mama no see please no be se ba ko twa de we no ma di tura to so ya make any asama make any kasa o kasa ya de bi fam na ma nkomo na ye de aye de obi anka so obechi same jamfi abani free so ko aye ne nyoma diligent na obi free na diligent
okay
let's say otanhuru na nipa tan na
okay
any otanhuru obi atan
I say what say Sami at the atimdidie or atake
come here get 22 billion na discuss atimdidie
say eno nkomo na yedi oh say case here me frankly I was sank discuss kra because you were public accounts committee wo ho won betumi atena say woni
you suggest that the minority
report auditor general's report to say when I hear ano auditor general report say when I hear ano I am a fortune say when I hear ano and you hear say no be aba na best press conference no abeka do pe bia na okọ satem didi ebe mu say what attack me personality na se for no mama 3-4 minutes be pen
na ten say omuntimi nko because act na establish good board no yen to good yen reserve no enka na djuma ho Bank of Ghana nti untimi nko direct nti yen fanfa hansa no monam ho manufacturing I no mo yen but on the matter of insult Jenifer must Samia di afanyama kan tem
be some question at the end of the when work and store she went to me body some question at the end of the when
yes
and I know how you titi say insult nye boni meboa
na ka say insult nye boni
oh in this country on this set
so tell you nye boni when kan now kan dia wo ye nsentro nya wo tron krata wo timi modi
nya botre
okra dey you are friend to the government obi ancho
I'm not a friend to the government eda atem die and now ye chi amanfo bi no Jenifer no most da bi o untimi nchi obi because atem die Ghana ha suban you are allowed to insult you can insult as much as you want meboa and now no mo ye demonstration free speech is under attack true of us eda ye nu nkomo na tiefo na ahwefo nya that means that and now ha ya na mbi because ye demonstrating tentrete democracy is under attack same de onye Ghana ni on the water na adua da bi
o mana ye sa ni papa ni obi an time don't do that
then nyamo cha no mo na mo ye Ghana fo mo na mo ja na mumu entimu de obi ka asem tia mo ye didi atem but apart from that obi abetime do obi atem it is not about being happy when you are condemned you condemn afenyo mark in Akasa na wo center of this thing one disacute court 9 judge atem one can't change or doubt whether he attended a law school one can say in May 2026 ya omochi abronye na and bail conditions and be ya afenyo mark granted interview say he doubted whether sir judge na work court 9 circuit court 9 no wa law school or no born abaso was that abaso bo you see he who comes to equity must do so with clean hands afenyo mark was saying no poto until ne ban attempt deni na sifo he has no moral grounds whatsoever to want to tell Obiso Obi Adinatem. Chief Justice Awotisui, Bafuboni, Afenyo Maki is on record to have said, Okahubi, Onimhubi, and a grand conspiracy of Mudiji Justice, Chief Justice Araba Toko. Was that a praise? Was that not an attack on a sitting judge? Afenyo Diobe to me aye. Bubian to me in country and say na wo ye nenye. Is that what Jenifer is telling us this morning? So nobody can call a famous bluff.
Is that what you can choose to insult him.
Nobody is insulting him. But let's call a spade. What is the personality here? If you attack somebody's education, who attack you be professional, who and no say an insult.
Did you listen to his press conference?
I told you I made example. My country.
I refer to judge.
Judge now who attacking your education. You attack the judge's credibility.
Meba.
I'm not saying insult.
Jenifer.
That's why you are doing.
Jenifer.
That's why you are doing. That's why you are doing. Basically.
Winning. And no, be say your voice to be man come nyanka ma bomb mati. What say? And yes, answer and no so. One more share no pedia ye kanu.
Yes.
It is interruption ni bam bebre a. Emwa me da se bebre. Makati formation na me kwa
ya. Say omo fi say insult and na insult eye. But would you matema ababa e ko di mahama ni ne yida tem no. They stood against it. Omo ma etia say insult is part of democracy. And then there's some Jenifer kabia tra phenomenal kina insult nye na so di entertainment ba. What kind of double standard human beings are we dealing with in this country?
That is what Sami is good for.
It's not about what he's good for, but you have made us understood to say insult to a part of politics. Some of my Mr. called demonstration on it, and in your demonstration, that one called demonstration now because all the placards are now speech is under attack. Paul Adumotri of Good Evening Ghana, now placard are no no. Stop attacking speech. Now, America and it doesn't not come under speech.
Okay.
Why are we attacking that speech?
Medasi.
Some of these are expose him.
Yeah.
But as far as I am concerned, per the MPP's own metric,
okay.
Democracy a Akasa, Ubetimia Kansania Upibia, it is not an insult.
Medasi.
It is Kabima Min
Hadia, you share, say, your body pedding a day, I say, your goody pahufi. Ye kasetia nipa utie efibra sa asemi sore ye na sami jenfi gold ball sami jenfi gold ball eno no so ko yi ano kakra yi anu yi ode bayi na kokoda se bia onu so edi atem ujiri se boayen pe bebia akoyi se ye pe explanation ye pe accountability insult ena ade breye san na neti
who name Edidi atem de obi an condone. But you see phrases and I say words na Sami Jenfi use ya after your markings e fan to say it's an insult no. Me di kan kire mo wa ha say obi to me nam na wa patre na wa to from obi say oh kafra sorry. Obi nso ka say adan wani ni wa na
Nyame kura na etu ya woka.
Yes, Obi, it depends on the way we see reacting to a situation. But you see, there is no insult. Sami Jenfi insult, no, and do even 10% more than how Afenyo Markins has insulted himself. He has insulted himself and embarrassed and disgraced the position that he is holding. Say Obefa asem on the face value. Na asem no say enetie na wasesa asem no ahye no kaba aye ni makeup e de ahye obi se eye woa abra obi a so agu asem a wo ka no no kure wo mu ne se nti se de wo pesa wo kire no as a minority leader nti no also Sami Jenfi didi na tem onu we didi ne ho atem 1,000 times more than say Sami Jenfi edidi onu Akasa na tem no. At this point he should be apologizing to the good people of Ghana. Also Ghana for Afenyo Markins. Also Ghana for Achew.
So I said
for entra wabo ni trim edi ahye Sami Jenfi any say information on kwa na wo because of parliament in Tiana. Komikrom pusiga kotamse de esi wa Accra ha obi anim e wo ho. Enti sa politics na omu ya no 8 years ago no. Omu nti afutuwe, omu njai. Enya sa opposition ne de 1,000 years ombe wo ho. Because obeka asem no, enya NDC for kwa na ba be yi wa no o. Ghana for ene be yi wa no because omu nim no kra e wo ho no. Omu nim no kra no, onkwa na nim kra so onkwa na nim no kra no. Te say 2024 Kana omuboye with the PPMC that information was not out until the current report by IMF no. Information udi sie nne ochilo bi behu enti muntu mo hofo enya mo nko na sebi adwene wo mutimo obi ani munyansa me se junior high school ne kwa sample asama woni e discuss ya gina class na nim na raise the same question na nkromum obi ampeda ne sa na ebu so obi an opinion on this issue, you'll be shocked. Ghana fo omadwini mu abie omunim nyansa omunim nokre no nti enya afenyo e na ebe dane nokre no e de bribrim Ghana fo ani so nti wadidi ne ho medem anu besi no afenyo markets na nkasa wadidi ne ho atem enyo obi na ebedi na atem.
Okay, me dan say yemfa 3 minutes bi na yehwe ura Julius Debra ena wodi nsimi atuji echirim se abobo ya dem se ya ka ho asem aka ka fe de eduru fikesiem ama ono so de na no atomu bi na ne nsam a woka ene se abobo ya fo no emra ne hihya hodro edawo esom de adwuma no wo mfa enya adwuma se de be ya emra no ye de be ya adwuma se de o se kan o se stricter enforcement of motorcycle safety rules. Makati sa just a wodwene ho a wonhu ne ti hu ne nan sa moto nsami edo baabi aka na obiti akire ofo se bia Akasa dodo asem kwese baba frankansi so yetete wasa na edi galamse nsam ye kan obi anfi ye ne abaye abatros bi se yekoma ye hu baabi enyeye motofo nsami ba ye kan nsam ka obi an hyeran fa anye hwe, but I'm telling you say a time will come ebe say ye be enforcement of the law no ehun be nsam be dia ma ye pa then I'll just say because it's becoming too much.
I think say
airtime.
Economic issues, factors. Enye ubia ne betimi afa abosukai macho. Ene ubia ne betimi high Kia truck so akoye adwuma bia ma no. Enti no obi be opt for abobo ya de na sifu yi. Se ya dia tumi se abobo ya ne ya de ayedi be ye adwuma o Ghana ha. Na ya import badia na esi nya kwan ya di be fa so very include say akwan aye twai will it be possible say sa akwa ebe yi ebi ato one side say we no mfa omokwan ni ana, can it be possible? Possible because in other jurisdictions you doable maya mana ye so yem factor na say
I don't know sa kwan a wo kan say be omokwan ma wo ye be demolition so go be containers ho I know so ko fa san from ma
and ye be you mo fiwana. We can also not prevent them say or may because a human said that new mind musa as into the abo modern at to be no the yerin kakanka for survival untimi and stop no class man see. And I say yen think road safety for your men day so restrict to the market areas and so be fa na ma had their court.
Ya show mo ya Akasa kra.
Because
me plan na do 10 11 12 sometimes. Wo be ko wonam kwa so kwa N1 no so.
Omo ni light.
Tell light be any ho. At that time of the night. And enyo omo nko moto fuyi. Sometimes you know I remember so dey be na me kosa kaman. Wo tra Amsel filling station. One more bus anaju. Wọ́n ji kwan ni nyina nti wo ka wo ba ne se wo jira no twam ko
wo nan wo ka
I mean does it the date dey say transna wo tumi ye dia wo pe na why the pin be so wo ya ye fro ko ni 2 lane e ko na mo amaji 2 lane na e ba no dan da 2 lane na ye dey ko so
and so mo sasa
and the Ghana Police Service road safety for and I some put measures together no mo say I met me use and no mo ntimi me kai say Henry Kotti or yeah, regional minister. Now, or instruct this is a more use to highways and what have you. I don't know what has happened to Sir.
Did you not tell?
The sadness here, yes, so you restrict them. If you have community, no matter what you do highways into be who are go share, who are go share, who are here on a number. But so be main road, who come more 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. No, you can't do that. So I'm making you be say why because. Oh, Castle Brown, Mudia, the another problem.
Until Mutima modern idea, because some opposition 2016, every 2020 election, what can I say? You legalized and regulate Okada. Kabashimene, some legalization, some regularization, you won't say. And to much about money, so Nancy comes to Okada for no crack say. Omo year 1 omo bu afu pa anya sanketo akra da be na sa legalization and regulation policy and say law no be ba na woman who there somewhere.
Asama ye can is in relation to accidents, right?
And woman operation.
And no, yeah, one side, and no so call it for legalization. That is another. But under the Road Traffic Amendment Act 2025, Okada for no mushemu ho. Yes. Omushemu ho on their requirements, and yeme was so mo ye to operate. But as some na ye can na ne tofa, ne fapim nyina kwa say training. E was so muhu dear, e was so muhu before to me are operating a kwan so. First question I may be saying is sometimes onam Temamoto way. Ube who say Okada foi tricycle foi omunam inner lane. How many of them and the name say inner lane is not meant for those tricycles. It's na fapem and education. Yea, as Africans, you find it to say accident an act of God. But Sebi abortion so mo find sao. There are various models to say Swiss cheese model and near ma ya a failure ma accident AC. Inti no na your best authority that are in charge say we know that this comes at a cost. But then no soon tina wa to abama ye no. Enti no mun koswa educate omu. Education is more even more powerful than to hold a gun to shoot. Once the person no nipa no nim de wo se wo ye no a wa kire no kwanya e wo se wo fire no not just a problem no na solution no ene sa. Enti no DDL boss say omo use reflectors. That is one. Enti omo koso provide advice and training omo and truly omo on the things that they are supposed to do. Enyeme wo so omo ye, enyeme wo so omo hu. Kwan ya wo so omo fa so ye no nyina so that ebeboa ye nyina.
Jenifer.
Aja, simple put.
Simple one.
Oh, say yes. Eni se highway nam so komo nam so. But hon say asam no say de obeka ne bia no. Na ye se wo ya adu bia no aduane aye da free ne sama na say obi adwuma wo ye kore how. So omo no compete wo highways. Unim say highways meant for not necessarily say speed e kokum. Because one e ho ye ntwam. Enkran pe ene ye te a e kokuma se askwan touch ni bi hu bi wo hoda. Ye te anwumre aye sumwom. Uko races with aboboya. Uko races with motorbike. Uko races with what do you call it? Obia sabi o wanom sample. O sa shata de tuntum. Nipa ba ko for na wo drive no. Wo say ko races with traffic light street light dum over years. Me ma bre ho asam ka free. Ya bre so abepem sa bre me nka ho asam bi. Eti sa na ma 5 way e na wo drive ansana. Wasa ko races with pedestrian. Onam hwa onam kwan no ho ko hu say normal human being na ko but at a point we beat me strike na no what yes kwan to unye good driver we won say ya charge with manslaughter na wo ko dem anasa Ghana pe e na ye mra most of the time you are abusing mra no last week me ye fatum bi wa ha say na me free Amsterdam Echo Rotterdam na me ko ye radio program ni wa onu abe ma ko finya ko na Echo then your car catch fire nso na you overheated nso na eja peseto and our Bobby be on the phone so said within seconds with the twinkle of an eye, blink of an eye like this, then we saw police fire near your mobile. And in 15 minutes they took us from the road. At the Kobe minimum sir, we are still developing country. And by God's grace, Nyame we may be able to get there. Abobo Yani Motor has no business competing with moving vehicles on highways. Okay? Atimota hey eso ha bia di sende abamo hey enumra wo kofie ana no kwase awoba no obi trotro driver agina trotro mate agina ayi ni nsase wo gina ho eso ye mfa nipa sometimes wo so police ho ye mfa nipa wo soro ho but trotro driver no say wo na kwan no ye nyina ye kwan yo but ye say it should be I mean more trouble say obi abetimi afa so gina na obi mafro car no wo nyina de okofro car no bo odua trotro driver no so didi water mate no so do ma me be me ma kwa ma me de wo wuju de ne ba bi na to me for me ye di ni nyina e maw there was a time let me free One say abofu ho no join us N1 so na me ba UTV Thursday. Na motor driver who na jam dem gina you know so baby out me free line mu no I went off line the lane. Na me park. Me do baby o mu gina mani person na motor mo soro heya ya. Pa no da for na bitiri mu apa yi. A police fo gina na. Unma so ka kire me ka so on to no because na me ram. Na o me the top speed never. Na me yi me sa so on to no. Oye mi say. Ya de say no ye. Say no ye any seconds. We got to be an account. E me ko na ntimo bia mi no na me gu fo. Wo etiga na happen na compete with Sanyama we nyina. And I no accident here suru he na na what so report America. He even mentioned one of the abobo ya say ko so ye ne Sanyama. Enwumu o ni light o. Wa so ball abobo ya timi fa ball na ahwe gu highway so. We ja ho no okọ.
Akwa bi okọ e wedding a last week me kan. One na cruise eti Toyota Prado. Abobo ye fi so ball o se o mo hihye.
Abohwe gu o.
Oh hwe gu o mo so say yo.
Ani o mo meeting aware no mo ni omu je omu kwan wo ha so oja be di AC no
okay
aban no already no wabo ma no ho pass wo ba obe license no na dwene mu no so say bia ye mo license they will be able to operate ba mo license na ayesa yi asense abo ye wie ni ewie ye emra no DVL ye wo mra wo mu say eni se motor use highway so nam ne kwan so wo fom so so a e kwan ne se ne ye se no nam so motor drivers, I don't hold anything against them. Abobo ya form sabole. And abobo ya be foul B, zoom line or B never aqua. Or do we take Ghana cities? Or we are some compete or coin so. The question is, your DVL in Mrano, a baby or monfa. Are they authorized to use the same baby and nam? And I was see at the nam. It's a chief of staff or Kadia. And I just saw a press conference because so called black up on so 2 days ago. And the NRA, I saw a video, one man be one financier be NDC financier friend Aziz. Also an organize Ghana Motor Riders Association to support NDC and Yadaponi. Or no not do so now they are disappointed no can. Minimum where the disappointment comes from. So Aziz in it, you want Casanchra and Crawford. Because how they are competing with us, we have wait near Jina Kasaka Yina. We will drop you be and will pay friend say parking lot. Baby, also driver baby I say in many pence. We know why you Sakai Jina and Motor Abonipan. There was a time 2018. Messi a crowd by intention. Messi no motor pew. Your channel 9. It is a chief of staff so walk and you know for fan or the back. As soon as can't and as soon as young so because a quite already the Panam so and yefe. Then so can be broken so you want to see the rent a year and
anti-family.
You know, madam. See a matana message to the mechanic, Yazan council, and Yadia Wootino. I was also them running yet, you must say. Say a runabout so now was some car, was a car and son of up. Mokrayas, your mamma space and a mako view. Tamaloqua, they are well lined up. Omujina traffic lights or Mujina. Crowd the traffic lights so I saw red the corner who. Them names a camera need to meet you more. Send to me to a moment to me. I for no. I do my and my said and so say I was so much or money a one so near Ghana for. As something and come back one so near. The metal strap I had 2 gutters I hear walk. Also the sort of you funny part. Okay. Yeah, the metal strap at all saying so nearby, Murani Meguani, then so nem fancy and Cosabe and Cotabe being Cocomunipa. But what I've done multi so I didn't see a cheap. Go to Daviano, who be son as one TP. On table for 110 crime, 1 hours, 1 take us a beer free, chrome, a baby bonnet, modern cars, say a highway, say, most are the motor should be DNA. One McQuay. I tell you, Yaman, you have and so you fairly pay. That's a sanity, and one said, yeah, he put go. It is so, but can I say, we are so, but Tom and Asaka, Medas, Jenifer Queen of Furua,